Hello there, do you like my scarf? It is the finest quality. Lovely wool. You like my scarf? Do you like my fucking scarf? Hi, welcome. Today I'm looking at the Tomy Atomic Arcade Flipper Pinball Machine. This was originally made in 1979, would you believe? And it's been through a few iterations. It was originally released in these colours, it then changed to black a bit later on, and it was in production up until about 2006, something like that, which, you know, it's a good lifespan for a toy. Yeah, it's a good little machine, especially if you're a fan of pinball. And let's face it, who isn't a fan of pinball? Atomic lettering, which is very nucleified. And, you know, if this thing was available in a post-apocalyptic world, it'd be considered a luxury. But it's not. Made by Tomy, not to be confused with Blow Me, which is a different word, meaning which means a variety of different things depending on where you come from. So, let's take a look at the Tomy machine. Standard box, cardboard material, and inside we have the pinball machine itself. This one's got a bit of a crack in the cover. That isn't standard, unless you buy second-hand ones from eBay where they shove them in a box and smash them off to you willy-nilly. Careless bastards. Feet go in the bottom, like so, and this baby takes 4 D-cell batteries. Been using a lot of D-cells recently. Oh, it just spat everywhere. Here's the pinball machine, and if you turn it on, there we go. Let's do some pinball! Now, this machine has a high score counter, referred to as a particle count, to keep with the atomic space theme thing going on, which was all the rage in the 70s and 80s, and still is. Nuclear bombs and death and, you know, that sort of thing. It's got a clock pulse here with this little light that flashes, flippers, and a ball counter, which you manually set to 3 before starting the game. Pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. And we... oh, God. Now, one of the features about this machine, if you can hear me over these bloody loud motors, is it doesn't have passive bumpers. It has reactive bumpers, which, you know, it's like a proper machine, including my playing ability. There were plenty of pinball toys around at the time, but not many. I think this was the first to have these reactive bumpers. You know, it was crazy. It's like having an arcade in your bedroom. As you can see, there's not a great deal of variety. There's a lot of bumping. Those rubber things at the top don't really do anything. Nice graphics though. They were changed in the black version. I prefer this one. Of course, if you're a real professional, then you use 1 flipper at a time rather than 2, like this. You'd use 1 like that, and, you know, you'd be the talk of the town. Hey, have you met Herman? He can play pinball with just 1 flipper at a time. I wish I was like Herman. Oh, come on. So we've got the proton bumpers. And The general premise of pinball is to hit the metal ball bearing around until your heart's content, and it's all about the high score. As you can see, once you run out of balls, you just ping it about, and if you're lucky, you can get it back in the playing field and carry on. Tomy did a number of these machines. The bigger version of this, I think, was called the Astro machine, which I have and will do a inspection of at a later date. But this was the one I'm most fond of, and the one I spent a lot of time playing. You know, I could sink at least 5 minutes a day into this, if not more. The light doesn't seem to work. I seem to remember that normally flashed. Not today! So there we go, there is the Tomy Atomic Arcade Pinball. 3 balls per player. Might well see a doctor about that. Switch power on, turn reset to 3, press counter reset, shoot ball into play, and roll over and bumper scores shown on the particle count. Lovely jubbly. Of course, nowadays this sort of thing is replaced by computer pinball games, which, they're good, but it's not the same, is it? You can't beat mechanical pinball.